What does it mean? I will show you. First, we have the present simple active verb form. Notice that there is no infinitive. It is just I punch. I punch is the verb form. I is the subject. The subject verb effects the object. It is active. The second example is also present simple, but this time with the verb to be. And then there is a present participle. I am punched. That is the passive present simple, but there is no infinitive. It is just the active present simple and the passive present simple. Now that we know what active and passive are, let's play with infinitives. In this example, I am to punch the bully. We have used the present simple with the verb to be. We could also use the past simple with the verb to be. I was to punch the bully. This is active and it contains a participle, to punch. There are three forms of participle: punching, to punch, and be punching. The third form, be punching, comes in two variations: the active, be punching, and the passive, be punched. To punch is active. To be punched is passive. So there is an active infinitive and a passive infinitive for all three forms. Punching. Now wait a minute. This infinitive form punching is neutral. It doesn't really have an active or a passive form. I am punching the bully. This is present continuous. It means that I am doing this action continuously for a period of time. Example, I am punching the bully right now. Please do not bother me for 5 or 10 minutes while I am busy punching the bully. This one, I am being punched by the bully, again is present continuous, but it is passive, and there is an infinitive, being punched. In the active present continuous, there is also an infinitive, punching. Punching is known as the neutral form of infinitive. It is neither active nor passive, but we use this in the active present continuous and the active past continuous. I was punching the bully. Active past continuous means that for a period of time in the past, I was doing this activity continuously. So, is that an infinitive or is it just part of the present continuous form? Maybe you can say that an infinitive is used to complete the present continuous form. But I would see it instead of as an entire verb form in itself and not really consider it an infinitive. It looks like an infinitive. But imagine if we said, I am punched by the bully. Then this has no infinitive. That instead is called a participle. A participle is a verb form which works to fit a certain verb form model, a certain model of communication. I am punched by the bully is passive. I am punching the bully is active. I am being punched by the bully is present continuous, passive, and it appears to contain an infinitive, being punched. Now, be punched is also an infinitive, so being punched kind of has the present continuous form built into the infinitive. I am being punched by the bully continuously, Please wait 5 or 10 minutes until I am finished being punched by the bully. In this next example, I added a verb, pretending, and that pretending is an infinitive. I am pretending is present continuous, which means I am pretending for a continual length of time. And here is an infinitive, to punch. Not to be punched, but to punch, which is active. So I am pretending to punch the bully. Am pretending, present continuous, with the verb pretend, followed by a to infinitive. And the whole sentence is active. Let me make another type of sentence like this. I am asking to drive tomorrow. This is active. I am asking. Now the infinitive is to drive. That is an active infinitive. As I said, the to has active and passive forms. I could say I am asking to be driven tomorrow. That's passive now. But notice the original verb form, I am asking, remains active. But then the clause with the infinitive is passive or active. Your choice. I am asking to be active tomorrow. I am asking to be passive tomorrow. And this one, I am pretending to be passive tomorrow. I am pretending to be punched by the bully. Wait a minute. I am pretending to be punched by the bully is present continuous. It can be used to articulate the future or the present for what will be an action happening in a continual length of time. This next one is present perfect. Present perfect does not contain an infinitive. It contains the present participle. I have punched the bully. Past perfect, had punched the bully, contains the past participle, but not an infinitive. Have punched or had punched. This is active, but in the second example, the present perfect uses an infinitive, be punched, and that infinitive contains a participle. That is the past participle for the present perfect. Present perfect passive, yes. I have to punch. What I did here was put the infinitive after have present simple. In a way, the have to could be considered a false infinitive because it's really not I have to punch. It's really I have to punch. So it's kind of a false infinitive. The have to expresses obligation. I have to punch the bully or he will punch me. I have no choice but to punch the bully. A substitution for have to could be I am obligated. I am obligated to punch the bully. Now, in this case, the to punch is definitely an infinitive. I am obligated is simply a passive form, a passive present simple. I obligate would be active. Back to the have. I have to, I am obligated to punch the bully. And this is the passive form. I have to be punched by the bully. I am obligated Have is a substitute for am obligated to be punched by the bully. Because when you are obligated, something else is obligating you to be obligated. So it is a passive act to be obligated. I am obligating to be punched by the bully. Now, the obligating is active. I am obligating someone else to make it possible for me to be passively punched by the bully. I have been punching the bully. This is present perfect. And present perfect continuous, because the been punching. And it is active. If it was passive, I have been being punched by the bully. And that participle contains a verb form which is continuous, being. I have been being punched by the bully means that continuously, maybe as a habit in the past, I have been passively punched by this object, bully. Now, the next example, I took the present perfect, I have been, but instead of the continuous punching, I put the to punch form. What does it mean when I say I have been to punch the bully, which is active, or I have been to be punched by the bully, which is passive? Well, I made an example for you. Here it is. I felt very sorry about punching the bully in 1984. So in 1985, I returned to the same spot to be punched by the bully. I had an appointment to be punched passively by the bully. I have been to be punched by the bully, as according to my appointment, which I made for myself, but the bully did not show up at that appointment. So, when you see I have been to, which looks like an infinitive, let me give you another example. I have been to see the giant monster. That means I have been at an appointment or at a designated experience Have you been to see the doctor? Have you been to be seen by the doctor? Have you been to be passive at your doctor's appointment? Or have you been to be active at your doctor's appointment? So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it. Thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.